Welcome back, everyone. Today I bring you a game with a division that you don't see that often anymore in Ranked, and that is 3rd Armored. And basically, since Urban Frontlines was introduced, 3rd Armored has been kind of forgotten about because it's just not very good on Urban Frontlines, and because we don't have any map bans, it kind of doesn't make sense to pick it because you can play it on Urban Frontlines. It's not like it's literally unplayable there, but you're gonna have a really rough time, especially against the meta divisions like VDV and 5e. But I decided to try it out because you have a rough time, but you can still win. As I said, it's not impossible because you still have Bradleys, which are very, very good. They're also pretty costly, but they're also good. Your infantry is kind of okay. Like the infantry in the Bradleys is obviously pretty bad because it's just 6 men, but they have 2 machine guns. And the engineers are still pretty solid infantry. You can also take the arrow rifles if you want more high HP infantry that could also give you early tempo if you want to. I decided to take them out of my deck and go more into the Bradley spam direction because fire support is king right now, and as I said, the Bradleys are just expensive but very good at it. Yeah, so you can see we are on Black Forest, so it's a pretty decent map for us against 25Y, which is kind of painful because, as you know, I love the division very much and I think it's very, very good. And you obviously will be struggling, or he will be struggling, to deal with my M1A1 H Ace. The whole problem is that the H's are expensive. You can get like almost 2 tanks for, well, not 2 tanks, it's not the T-72, but 3 tanks for 2 of my tanks, even a bit more. And his tanks also have decent ATGMs, autoloaders, so it will be dangerous. And one thing that I also was thinking about is that he could be air spamming, especially because he started very early. Like I think already now he started the countdown, and I said, hey, I'm not ready yet, and he stopped the countdown, so thank you for that. But I already had, the feeling of, could be air spam incoming, because 25Y can pretty much do an no ground opener. You still want to have the command. What the fuck? Random AMD opening. Fuck off. Sorry. But yeah, they can have an almost no ground opener where you do like all air and MI24Ks. So I was a bit worried about that because obviously I don't have any forward deployed AA. My AA in general is not that good. I have the F-15s. You can see also trying out some deck building with double vet fighters in decks that can afford it. I've put one in my 25Y deck as well. That way, a double, not a double vet F-15 obviously, but a double vet Su-27. I don't really like having only 3 fighters, but because 25Y has good AA, I decided to try it out there. And in 3rd Armored, I obviously have 3 cards of fighters, so having 5 fighters still seemed okay to me. And so I bring the double vet Eagle in the beginning. And in general, you can see a defensive deployment over the whole map, going into Charlie, as I usually do from this side with a sniper. Also open with a Kiowa Warrior. I wanted to try it out, because obviously the other thing that 25Y can do is a pretty strong recon opener, with the recon BMP2s and recon T64s. So I wanted to have the option to snipe off some of his recon vehicles if he does that. Ito, Stinger, Engineer Dragon, 2 snipers for the center and the left, recon Bradley into this forest line, and then just 2 engineer dragons into here, Bradley with the standard infantry, Stingers here, and then Ito here. And there were already 2 MiG-29s up, so I pretty much knew that this is going to be air spam. And here I didn't quite know what to do, but then I decided to, fuck it, I will go in. I'm pretty sure that I can get 1 MiG-29. If I'm if I'm lucky, I can get 2 of them. Because I pretty much, if I disengage, I give him the air for free, and this way I at least got 1 MiG-29. I didn't get the second one. A bit unlucky that, it's not really unlucky, it was 2v1, so it was kind of expected that he would hit me. A man can dream, okay? It's like a 40% ECM plane with double vet, so 8% evasion on top of it. But yeah, F-15C is down, and then the Kiowa Warrior obviously also went down. I I went with the gamble and decided to see whether I can push it through. Well, yeah, kind of didn't work out. Then I see the Mi-24K coming in here, and at that point I was very happy that I bought the Stinger here. So I'm trying to get the Bradley into the town so that the Mi-24 kind of doesn't have a good line of sight, which was very nice because it was just in time for the S-25 ATs to lose line of sight. I'm deploying the Stinger in the forest here so that it can fire at the enemies, but I didn't want to deploy it just on the road because I was obviously sure that it's going to be airspam, and then if you deploy it in the open road, it could just be gun run because it will be spotted by the Mi-24K. Get hit on one of the S-25s and it gets retreated. The right hand side pretty much completely silent, and I mean that's what it's to be expected with all the air that's going on here. Stinger then unfortunately misses the Mi-24K, even though it has 0% ECM. S-25 comes in and luckily misses my infantry with the ATGM. Deployed this Stinger here early because there's no recon helicopter in here, and I really wanted the extra AA. Hits the S-27, so that's out for repairs. The Mi-24K unfortunately survived, but the other S-25 was also forced back. So overall, I was kind of okay with the opener. I stabilized quite well. There was a recon BMP-1 coming in here, but he forgot to micro it, and my ITO got it. So that was pretty okay. All my infantry has survived. He has pretty much not killed any of my ground units. He just killed the F-15 and the Kiowa, which was painful, but overall, it's honestly looking not that bad. MiG-29 also gets hit, so his planes will be out for a long time. Or not super long, but for a long time. And yeah, one MiG-29 also already going down. That's a good trade. Obviously, the downside is that he got to capture his sectors while I had to keep my command back because I didn't want to lose it. And I also started only with one command. And second command was then bought in, I think, on the second or third tick. Because, yeah, as you might guess, I was kind of busy with buying an AA to not die. Yeah, you can see a lot of AA coming in actually. Mistake was that I sold the transport of the Stinger. I really should have kept the transport so that I could have reloaded it and got it to the front lines faster. Getting the Bradleys into some nice positions here. Bradley here will be able to do a lot of damage against the Motorosvedka together with the M113 and the other Bradley. Infantry are in the town. I will shortly start moving them up because, yeah, I mean, there is like physically no way for him to have anything in here with the like ungodly amount of air spam he started with. Bradley misses his TOW on the vehicle here. It was a bit unexpected, and I pulled it back because it doesn't have any smoke anymore. It used the smoke back here. Yeah, so this one dies. Other Bradley engages his command Bradley, I'm pretty BMP-2, I'm pretty sure. Yes, kills it off, and then I quickly smoke it off to keep it alive, because I already lost the recon Bradley, which is pretty painful. His recon here unfortunately also survived at like an absolute millimeter of HP. Yes, Bradley here maybe will be able to snipe off the BMP-1. Yes, snipes off the BMP-1, so that's very good. He has a slight point lead, but honestly nothing too concerning. I have killed off a lot of his units, and in such situations it's very important to just stay calm. Like, don't panic. Yes, he's doing air spam, but that means that he is nothing on the ground. So you won't be like rolled if you keep your units alive. This has to be your top priority. Not lose your units to his air spam, and that's kind of, you haven't won. Because, I mean, that gave him the time to capture the map, right? So with the little units he has, and that he also bought in, I guess, at this point already, he can already have taken all the defensive positions. But, I mean, I also have the ground units that now can move up and take my own defensive positions, so it's a stalemate, and then it's kind of equal again. And because I'm buying in AA, I can basically completely counter all those like 1,000 or more points. It's most likely a lot more points that he has put into air already. Mi-24K is circling around here. Pivots was on its way, but a bit too far, well, not too far back, it just didn't arrive on a front line in time. And Stinger, I guess I should have moved it up to this building here, or to the building to the side here, so that it could have shot on the Mi-24K. That was a bit of a mistake. Stinger has finally arrived. And you can see I'm still buying in more AA. Another F-15 circling around. And yeah, nothing going on here. Like, there's literally just the one Motorosvedka squad that I killed, and that was it. I was a bit worried about my flank though, so I deployed a scout into the building here. You know, just in case, just to be safe. And yeah, so now it's the time of building up for a big push against him with my superior armor and IFVs. He tries to artillery my chaparral, but I mean, I saw it in time and moved it away. Which now also tells me that he has artillery. But he shot like from the back of the map. I guess he tried to like catch my chaparral off quickly. Not the worst idea, honestly. But yeah, from that distance without the recon corrected shot, you stand a really low chance with only one 155mm howitzer. That's like that's like very ambitious. So like one shell only going in here? Okay, that was weird. Yeah, also buying in supply finally to pair the chaparral and rearm the AA. And you can see already Abrams coming in and another recon Bradley. More infantry coming to here, 2 of the fire team dragons in the better Bradleys. I thought about whether I should upvet them or not, and I decided to upvet the fire team dragons specifically because they have the better Bradley that can survive a shot. For the other Bradley, it doesn't really matter because upvetting is basically just to have higher stress recovery on the TOW 2. It has a higher accuracy anyway. So for the M2A1 it doesn't really matter, while for the M2A2 they can survive a tank shot, it does matter. But in the meantime, we have more airspam coming in. The recon helicopter unfortunately surviving. Here I thought that he wouldn't have line of sight on the M1A1. Well, fun fact, he had line of sight on the M1A1. So he kills it off. I kill off an SV-25 in return. So not the worst of trades, especially with the SV-27 also going down and my F-15 surviving. But that was honestly pretty good trade. Yeah, the SV-25 is circling around, and yeah, the Stinger in here was definitely a big mistake because the building just has such a shitty line of sight. And a bit annoying that the Mi-24 survived and it had this cheeky line of sight through here into the M1A1 and then it got side shot. Really, really annoying. And that Stinger here ran out of ammo. Yeah, because that was the one that already was shooting back here. And the chaparral is pretty stressed, so expected that it would miss the Mi-24, and because it routed it, yeah, flew back, and now the pivots couldn't shoot it down. A bit of an unlucky turn of events. SM-25 still circling around. Quickly stopped the chaparral to be able to get a shot on it in case he attacks. He didn't, so I moved further back, but then he comes in once again. I stop it, and I guess he had a recon already in here or something because, yeah, he saw it and got a shot on it. But now I have a pivots here, and a Stinger that finally moved out of the building. And I do actually get the kill. So, yeah, again, that's a good trade. Losing a chaparral, while painful, killing the SV-25 in return is good, because both SV-25 ATs are now down. The F-15 got the other one, which means that the one card of SV-25 ATs is already gone. And I'm not sure if he gets 2 cards. I think he only gets 2 cards of the one card of the SV-25 ATs. It then just gets a shit ton of other SV-25s. But specifically the AT variant, I think is only 1 card. And this is like the biggest danger for me with this airspam. Like the rocket planes are not going to do a lot against my M1A1. They can still do a decent damage with their gun, but they need to get quite close. Now he counter batteries, but targets the Stinger and kills it off because I moved it back into this building. Like, that was also just not a good idea in general. He's still firing from his spawn. My artillery is also being bought in, but it took quite some time because yeah, I also needed to invest in other stuff, obviously, because I lost my M1A1. And rerouted the command from the right-hand side to up it, the M109s, as usual, waiting for the second one to come up so that I can use both at the same time. Moved the recon Bradley into this little forest line here, because he had some armored vehicles moving around in this area, so I wanted to counter them. They're already going in once again, I think, somewhere here. Yeah, pivots was able to drive out of range of the BMP-1 in time. Now should be able to kill off the Mi-24. Yeah, it's finally down. The pivots actually vetted up. And here the Bradley barely escapes the concourse and retreats into the forest line. Pivots, it was moving around, so didn't get any hits on the Schmel. Yeah, and they just missed everything. Because it has some hidden ECM stats, I think. But double vet pivots, like 45% accuracy is like pretty strong. More supplies coming in, because I just need supplies for everything. Bradley's done out of its mind, but might hit the side shot here, which would be very big. But misses, which, yeah, is fair. It's super stunned out. This Bradley also very stunned. And now the Conquerors fires, and the problem is I don't have smoke. So this one gets hit. This Bradley was still on a move order, and I was paying attention to something else at this point. Not sure to what. So it will drive out of the forest line, which is not the best idea, because that means that the Conquerors will spot it and shoot at it. Yeah, I put artillery on it, but this Bradley, I think it even reloaded the smoke and I just didn't notice. Because I drive it back into the forest line, but yeah, ATGMs track for a few seconds if you don't move the ATGM unit that fired it, even after they lose line of sight. So, yeah, he got the kill. Which was a bit sad, because there's now 2 of my recon Bradleys down and I only have 1 card, so I only have 1 left. Not even talking about the fact that they're very expensive. But I finally get the Conquerors. Fighting Dragons took the position here, so that's at least good. But he is bringing in some tanks now, because I lost one of my M1A1s. That was very painful. Now I'm bringing in one M1A1HA though, together with a CEV. The CEV is just like for distraction and some ATGMs. Even, you know, if I lose the CEV, I'm kind of cool with it as long as it distracted his ATGM carriers to shoot at the CEV and not at the M1A1. So that's a pretty nice use case for them as well. Another M1A1 on the way with a new Chaparral and 2 standard fire teams in the Bradleys, because I couldn't afford 2 fire team Dragons. That's why I decided to go with that, because that still will give me 2 Bradleys. The fire team 84s aren't going to be as useful fighting in here, obviously, but the Bradleys will be very useful. Yeah, I tried to counter battery him because I thought that he didn't move his artillery, so I might as well try, even though it's like giga high range. But I might get a lucky hit, so, you know, why not? Rank reset is it's tomorrow, so I'm recording that like Thursday night. By the way, there's not gonna be a patch apparently, which is just incredibly painful. But it is what it is. And yeah, M1A1 finally arriving, M1A1HA finally arriving to the front. 2 Bradleys now engaging his BMPs. Unfortunately didn't kill the Recon BMP1. Also, I think the Recon BMP2 now is very worth it, honestly. At 90 points, with Recon being buffed so it can actually even spot something, I think it's pretty fair. So don't think that BMP1 is a good choice at this point. MiG-29 comes in for some reason and gets retreated instantly. He loses his Recon to the CEV. Nice. Bradley might kill off the KPV Jeep. Nice. And now you can see the CEV is moving in and kind of taking all the fire, while the M1A1 cannot completely isn't completely fine, because one T-64 was firing at it, but the other tanks weren't firing at the Bradleys, for example, and the IFVs, they were shooting at the CEV, and I mean, yeah, I really don't care about it. Fortunately, splash damage here gets the Stinger, but the second one was already bought in, so it wasn't that big of an issue. One T-64 already going down. Fire Team Dragon here, I was moving it up quite aggressively because I thought that I might be, or I should be able to support it with the Bradleys and the M1A1 here. But he brings in a T-64B here, and there it is out of range of my M1A1, obviously. Bradleys might get in range, but they're also out of position. And now he brings in the S-25 rocket. I still smoked off the M1A1 just in case. Chaparral unfortunately misses. With that, Pivots was also in a not optimal position, should have like moved it further to here. Because here it's kind of hidden behind the building, so it has a very shitty line of sight. M1A1 moving back to reload the smoke, and now moving it up again to engage the T-64 together with all the Bradleys. The M1A1 now has also arrived. Fire teams are now in position as well. You can see I'm buying in infantry to secure the forest here, so that I can get into the sector here. M2A2 unfortunately dies, but the T-64 is in a really rough spot now. TOW2 flying at it, and he didn't have smoke anymore, and my enemy surrenders. So, yeah, as I said, if your enemy rushes you early with air, or honestly anything, stay calm. Don't panic, and buy the counters, and don't lose your units early on. And then it works out pretty well. enemy isn't like super high rank, but Jesus Christ, he has over 2,000 rank games. What the fuck? I didn't notice that when I played him. That's insane, honestly. 2,000 rank games is a lot of rank games. And this is only counting since the last rank reset, which was with 1.0 release. So if this person is playing since the beta, he will have even more. Like, Jesus Christ. Okay. I mean, in general, it's a decent tactic. I guess, well, if you air rushes people early on, then getting in 2,000 games is a lot easier because the games will last a lot, like, will be a lot quicker on average. But yeah, early Eagle, I still don't know whether I did the optimal move there, but I think I kind of didn't have any other choice except for sacrificing it and hoping that I would get two of the mix somehow, which obviously was unrealistic, but man can dream. But then stabilizing, didn't get a lot of kills like super early on, but then slowly whittling away at his air, like SU-25, SU-25, SU-27 when going down, and the MiG-29 as well. It's like already such a big big loss for him. Especially because I think they only got the one M1A1 and that was it. Like, that's horrible. Oh, the M2A2 here, killing the T64 and a bunch of other units. Very nice. Artillery didn't have time to shine, but I mean, killing the Concourse and the Motorzvetka are decent kills. M1A1HA killing a T64BV and the M2A2 also doing a good job. So in general, yeah, obviously no real hero unit except for this M2A2 performed really well. But just overall, reacting correctly to the situation and getting my way back into the game. And yeah, okay, never mind. Like this SU-25 also killed an M4 with yeah, this one killed the Chaparral. But this is like, if you're air spamming, this is not the kill list that you want to see. Like this is not it. Like what did he kill with his air units? If you count the MiG-29 as well, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And let's count the MiG-24 as well, 9 units. That's not enough for the massive investment he did into air. So yeah, and also considering that then he just lost his planes. So that's also why I just don't like air openers myself. Like, it's such a gamble. If your enemy is a competent player, he or she will be able to counter it. And especially if 25Y, you have them Vistas and T64 spam. Like, just why? You can also just always air spam later on. Because in this case, as I said, I bought in the AA then early on, and then when he went in for the second time, I had shit tons of AA sitting around in an F-15. It made no sense. But yeah, anyway, no point waffling around for so long as I like doing a lot. Sorry for that. I just like talking a lot of nonsense. That's why I started this YouTube channel. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. And we will see what rank reset will bring tomorrow. It will also bring like a map change for ranked, which is cool, but if we really need the balance changed like so urgently, 56Y is so painful to play against, and 5E as well, and the other VDV divisions. Please, just give a balance. I hope we will get one like next week or something. So yeah, anyway, we will see. But until next time, I wish you a beautiful day, and bye-bye.